We've gotten about a dozen teachers fired. We're talking about bad teachers who are grooming kids. We've gotten a handful of drag shows canceled. I know, like, DeSantis' team told me that the content that I found helped with the parental rights and education bill. It helped inspire that.
You just heard from the woman behind the page Libs of TikTok, where yes, educators have been fired because of the out of context videos and content she posts on the internet, and she's proud of that. She's also the woman behind misinformation that has led to bomb threats at Boston Children's Hospital. Real proud of that as well. And she's on Tucker Carlson's show talking about how proud she is of everything she's done. And Tucker says that they've known each other for months. They've even gone out to dinner together. Isn't that so sweet? Now, before we get to more of what she has to say and some of the disgusting things that she has done, I think it's worth her addressing, going to a video where she addresses why she initially wanted to be anonymous as she was targeting members of the LGBTQ community. Let's watch.
When my account started growing, I realized the hatred that the left has and their violent nature. And I was like, I'm going to remain anonymous. The left is so violent and hateful and intolerant.
Yeah, Cenk, I mean, the left is super violent, super hateful, which is why they threaten Boston Children's Hospital with bomb threats on a regular basis because of the gender affirming care they might provide to transgender individuals. Okay.
Yeah, no, this amazing thing about people like her is that, and Matt Walsh and Tucker Carlson, is that they know that the hospitals, children's hospitals, are getting bomb threats. Mm-hmm. And God knows when one of those days it's gonna be an actual bomb. And they keep doing the same thing over and over again, not backed up by any facts. Look, as I watched the interview, it became apparent that she's very unintelligent. So I don't know if she even recognizes that what she's saying is not remotely true. Like that they are not doing surgery on kids before they're 18, all the lies that she spreads. I don't know to what degree she knows they're lies, or she's just a moron that can't tell anything apart. Black, white, right, wrong at all, right? She's a very hateful person, as you're about to see. But the idea that the left is promoting violence when that's the main thing that we're concerned about, what she's doing, that's actually real in the real world, that's just absurd. It's over the top. It's just detached from reality, as a lot of the right wing in this country are.
Now, she was greeted, very kindly by Tucker Carlson. Not only did he say that they would go out to dinner together, he also mentioned that he sees Rychik as a real journalist who's really doing good in the world, helping people, She also brags that the people attacking her are just jealous of her and her success. And I think that's a telling portion of the interview, Cenk, because I think if anything, once you have gone from being an anonymous private citizen who dabbles in real estate to a public figure who might be making some money off this, I don't know, but she certainly has a lot of popularity with the right wing. You're gonna do whatever you can to justify the behavior you're engaging in. And so I feel like I sensed a lot of that while watching this interview, where she wants to feel good about what she's doing. And she just keeps telling herself, like, I'm really helping people, That's what I care about here. I'm really helping people. Now, later in the interview, she accuses the LGBTQ community of grooming and recruiting kids, because of course she does. That is her whole brand. Let's watch.
The LGBTQ community has become this cult, and it's so captivating. And it pulls people in so strongly, unlike anything we've ever seen. And they brainwash people to join, and they convince them of all of these things. We discuss like why this is happening, what's happening, and whatever. And I think sometimes the simplest answer is like, they're just evil. They're bad people. They're just evil people. And they want to groom kids.
Yeah.
They're recruiting.
Okay, but finish that thought. Recruiting for what? Right? Like nothing she says makes sense. So she's telling us that the LGBTQ community, like the gay agenda, the transgender agenda, is to persuade minors to change their gender because society is so complimentary and favorable toward transgender people. Does she not understand the kind of torture transgender people go through in this country and around the world, really? How difficult that is? Is she aware of the prevalence of suicide among transgender people? I like the idea that it's just a lifestyle choice. And there's this shadowy group of LGBTQ figures who are trying to convince kids to be part of this lifestyle choice. It's not a freaking lifestyle choice. What do we do? I mean, what do we do with people like this? I don't even really know what to say about this. She's gonna keep pushing this disgusting propaganda. I mean, remember she totally took Congresswoman Katie Porter out of context and lied about what she said in a video. We covered that fairly recently on the show. She's not an honest person. And yeah.
Look, I know what to do about it. One is adamantly, forcefully tell the truth. So she just called all gay people they're evil.
Yep.
That is bigotry defined. She pushes hatred for a living, so that this is what she does 24/7, puts out hate into the world. You should hate gay people. You should hate people in the LGBTQ community. She said it's a part of an agenda. They're all groomers. Grooming for what? In case you're unfamiliar with how evil the right wing is in this country now, they're saying that everyone who's gay is grooming kids to have sex with them. They're all pedophiles. She's disgusting. So look, this is what the worst people in the history of the world have said. And I want to make it really important distinction here, guys. So if you're confused by the growing number of non-binary kids, and you think, oh my God, I thought we didn't have any transgender folks, but now it seems like there's so many. What's going on here? I get it. You're confused by change. It's okay. And so saying that you don't understand or you're wondering what the phenomenon is, that's fine, okay? And there is a phenomenon. It's a cultural awakening where people are saying it's not wrong to be gay, so or non-binary or transgender or anything else in that spectrum. And people are naturally going, oh, well, if it's not evil or immoral, then okay, then I don't have to feel guilty about it. Well, then I am that person, right? And they're raising their hand earlier than they would have under an oppressive culture that says it's terrible to be gay, right?
I think explains it. Yeah, I think there's also one other thing going on, and it's because of the right wing turning the transgender community into their latest culture war. When politicians harp on things and keep telling people over and over again how naughty it is or how bad it is, that leads to counterculture. Okay, so when we're talking about young kids who might not identify specifically under the strict gender norms, and then they hear these politicians telling them how bad it is, how naughty it is, how wrong it is, it's gonna make them want to explore their gender more. I don't think that that's good. Look, being transgender is not a choice, okay? I wanna be clear about that. But when you're young, you're trying to figure out who you are. And so I feel like what these right wingers are doing is they're, unexpectedly making that exploration naughty and thus cool for young people, right? Like that's what counterculture is. So do I think that there's like a huge influx of transgender people? No, I think people who had always identified as transgender now feel a little more comfortable coming out, to your point, Cenk. But in terms of people questioning their own gender identity, I just feel like politicians and right wingers making it seem so taboo and so naughty makes it more appealing to young people to really question what their gender is or what gender identity they have. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I do. But we have to be clear and fight back anyway. So like,
of course. I mean, I didn't say that we shouldn't. And we've been talking about this nonstop for a long time now.
And so, I think that there's a twist here, which is that in a sense, right-wing media is becoming more honest. They're just saying the things they've always thought. Did Tucker Carlson always hate gay people and thought they were evil? Of course, of course. I mean, he goes all the way back to his high school yearbook and the notes that he wrote there. Everything he's ever said about gay people has been filled with nothing but hatred, and he wants to ostracize them. So now he brings on his puppets like Chaya Raichik to say that they are evil and they're all pedophiles and we should all hate them. And then goes, oh, well, golly chia, well, I guess that's what's happening in the country, right? And it's fascist, it is. That's what the Nazis said. And you can say, oh, no, you can't say that. No, but they did. And then they locked up gay people in concentration camps and murdered them. That's literally what happened. So that's what they're doing. But I'm telling you, hey, at least they're being honest about it. Mainstream media, when they tell you, oh, I can't tell the difference between Republicans and Democrats, they're the ones that are being dishonest. They're the ones that are actually covering up how despicably ugly the Republican Party is and the right wing is. Show them the true face of hatred and bigotry. That's right wing voters in this country who love Chaya Raichik and Tucker Carlson, etc. If you don't, then disagree with them. Let me see you do it publicly. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it at all.
I mean, Elon Musk has been liking Libs of TikTok tweets recently, but I think it's deeply personal for him because he's just as ignorant when it comes to the transgender community. He also has an 18-year-old transgender daughter. So here's an example of one of the tweets that Elon Musk liked. Posting publicly available videos isn't harmful, hateful, or dangerous. You know what is harmful though? Confusing kids about their identity, stealing childhood innocence, exposing kids to adult sexual entertainment, giving kids porn in school, and sterilizing and mutilating kids. So Elon Musk, for him, this is personal because I think he's genuinely convinced that his transgender daughter was groomed to be transgender when that's not how it works. And then on the other hand, I just want to talk about like the selectiveness in what right wingers tend to target. So they have no problem targeting school boards, library books, educators, you guys get the point. But what about businesses like the one I'm about to show you? So there's this one business that it's not, there are no drag queens as far as I know, but they do have scantily clad women. It's known as Tilted Kilt. And as the Serfs perfectly mentioned with pictures and everything, American restaurant chain Tilted Kilt revealed to have highly sexualized dress staff and catering events specifically to children. They even have children's coloring menus. Why is no one talking about this? Tim Pool, Matt Walsh, you let this happen. Now, obviously, they're trying to make a point here about the selectiveness in what the right wing targets. Do they really care about kids? Or are they just manufacturing a controversy specifically to direct hate at those they disagree with, at their political opponents?
But Anna, I appreciate this Chaya Raichik and Tucker Carlson interview because the hood was off. So before they were saying,
it's been off, Cenk. It's been off.
I hear you. No, but Anna, that's why I get so mad at the media because of the gaslighting where they say, no, I don't see the hood off. I don't. Republicans love gay people. I don't know what you're talking about. Republicans like gay rights. No, we will not say it about the Republican Party under all pain and other penalty of law. Okay. So anyways, look, it's never been about the kids. And whenever you press them before about the drag shows, they'd say, oh, it's not that the person is a drag queen, it's that they are scantily clad. But I mean, look at Hooters, look at this kilted skirt, look at all these different places where they never ever care about kids being next to scantily clad people as long as it's related to being straight, right? But now they've dropped the pretenses and Chaya and Tucker are telling you, we hate gay people, we think they're evil. And we'd like to discriminate against them. Well, God damn it, fight back. Because they're telling you, we are the Klan, we are the Nazis. We hate people based on who they are. So, but you'll never hear that in mainstream media. In fact, I would be more likely to be banned from mainstream media for saying that Tucker Carlson and Chaya Raichik are the Klan and Nazis, even though they have the same exact ideology about the LGBTQ community, than they would for actually believing those things.